Hey everybody, JTC, and I'm so excited that you're here. Champions for Life podcast, and I'm gonna freestyle this today because I want to just share my thoughts on pity and what people think is empathy. All right, so pity versus empathy, or just, I think people confuse the two. Well, let me start by saying this. I find it very difficult to find someone who has empathy. Let me bring it home for me. I don't think I'm an empathetic person. And the reason for that is because if we look at what we've been sold as the narrative of empathy is, find somebody who's going through a problem or a challenge or a situation. And, empathy says that I need to feel like that person. I need to understand where that person is at. And I need to kind of understand the emotions of that person. So I don't know anybody that can do that. Not sure. I could be wrong. But I just find it very hard based on the definition. Okay? But I am certain of this. I am certain that when people are looking for understanding or any of that, they may be looking for pity. And I don't really like that. Pity, on the other hand, is pretty much of a negative personality, negative trait, right? And so we confuse feeling bad going through a challenge with being pitiful, or we confuse what we're looking for from somebody else who's not going through it to understand us, and maybe we want pity, right? Either way, I don't think it should. I'm just sharing my thoughts with you on this right now. So I'm kind of just sharing from my head, all right? Now, sympathy is more like, you know what, I can see that someone is having a struggle, and I can understand where they're at. That's sympathy, right? And then compassion is, I can understand where they're at. I can feel somewhat what they feel, or I can actually feel that they're going through a struggle. I can feel their pain. And then I take action. I do something to help them out of that pain. Now, let me go with this. Some people, I'm going to lean back and just kind of relax here. Some people, you go out of your way to help them and to share with them, but that's not really what they want. What they want is pity. And I don't want pity from no one, nor do I give pity to anyone, right? Because rather than pity, I'm going to have compassion, right? So I'm going to do something to help the person out of the mess they may be in, or the struggle they be going, or I'm going to donate money to a charity, or I'm going to donate money to a cause, and all of those things, which is part of being compassionate to help humanity, right? Now, on a one-on-one basis, is if a person is, let's bring it to business now, okay? Let's bring it to business. Now, you're in business and you have a team, and a team member is not performing to the standard. They drop. You know what I mean? They kind of go from being a hero to being somewhere down there lost, right? And then you as a leader, you go down there and you do your best to pick them up. But what they're looking for, again, is not that compassion or that empathy or sympathy. They're actually looking for pity, because why? There's a language. Pity has a language, right? What's the language of pity? The language of pity is, I don't know. The language of pity is, I've always been like this. The language of pity is negative. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm down here and I'm okay. You know what I mean? I'm down here and there's nothing you're going to do that's going to make me go up here. Why? Because you don't feel sorry for me. You don't understand. So it's very, very selfish in its ways. Also because it's like, you don't understand. I don't even know why I'm down here. But all I know is that I've always been like this. So therefore, I'd rather be like this than to change and go up here. That's pity. You know what I mean? It's like, that's a pitiful personality, right? It's a pitiful behavior. And, as a leader, right? If you're running your business and you have a team and you're trying to help the person, what do? They don't want empathy, sympathy, or compassion, because you've demonstrated all three in some kind of way that you're out there to help them, right? Now, I know empathy is not, I don't understand empathy myself. Like, I don't know how can somebody be empathetic, I could understand sympathetic, and I can understand compassionate, because at least compassionate means that you're doing something about it, So if I have compassion for people, let's go about it in the case of a business, and you're compassionate with your team and your team members, and you're moving in a direction where you want to take them from down here and you're going to lift them up. But the pitiful personality won't let you do that. And the reason why is because the pitiful personality is very selfish. Very selfish. Meaning that they want to stay there. And they're going to claim the shame game. They're going to claim the you don't understand. They're going to claim the I've always been like this card, all of these things. They're going to put all those fronts on you to make you feel in a way that you're not capable of moving them out of the state they're in. Why? Because they already told you. They've always been like that. That's the way they are. You know what I mean? Like, that's the way you are, But the question that they don't ask themselves is, if this is the way I've always been, and I want to be here, doesn't it make sense to get help or make a change, or work towards making a change at least, right? To begin to adopt better ways that will serve you best, and that will serve the team best, and that will serve your family best, and that will serve society best, right? Because you know what? Let's look at this, right? Being pitiful is really not, what do you call that? Desirable. I mean, would you want to hang out with a pitiful person? No. Because again, pitiful is negative. Now, I would hang out with a person that needs help, and they're struggling, and they desire to change, and they desire to be coachable and teachable, and they desire to go through that transformation, that pain of that pain of change. You know what I mean? They're willing. I go out and I hang out with somebody like that. But a pitiful person, no, because pitiful means they're full of pity and they like it. Even if they don't want to be there, they really do. Because you know why? Change is too painful for them. They're full of fear. They're full of mistrust. They really don't trust anyone. They don't even trust their own shadow, kind of thing. And so they keep you distant. You know what I mean? They keep you away. They have a boundary. They don't let you in. That's pitiful, right? Now, I don't know if you agree with this or not. I don't know if you get into this kind of thinking, but I do, because I deal with a lot of different people every single day. And I deal with a lot of different personalities and different characters and different behaviors and attitudes. And so I learn. Plus, I was trained by a psychologist for 7 years, so I learned a lot. Plus, I read psychology books a lot. Now, I don't have a psychology degree, so I'm not even going to go there. But I am sharing you my experience and my thoughts, right? And perhaps you can relate. Perhaps you've been stuck with a team member that you haven't been able to move them because it's the woe is me personality, right? I mean, everything is too hard. Everything is too much. Everything is overwhelming. Everything is too difficult. Everything is too much, right? They don't embrace anything because it's just too much. You know what I mean? It's just, everything is too much. It's like, God forbid that they had to do a little bit more. It's too much. So it's very pitiful. Negativity doesn't allow them to elevate. Negativity puts this weight on them that doesn't allow them to step up. It keeps them on the floor. It keeps them dragging their feet to everything that they see that's better, but they're not willing to go do it. Pitiful, right? So what do you do? What do you do? This is what you do. You have to cut them because they will destroy your team. They will destroy the relationship anyway. It's a loss. It's already a loss. Why? Because they already told you, this is the way I am. And even if you believe in them so much and you start to think that they're going to transform and all that, they can do that probably just not with you. And they can do that just not in your environment. Probably it will take a miracle that they have to deal with and find God, that God can actually change them, transform them supernaturally, because they've already made a decision to be pitiful. And that you can't have in your business. You can't have that in your team, and you can't have that in your surroundings, because it's like a cancer that starts to spread. You have to cut it off. You have to cut it off for their own good and for your own good and for your team's good, right? And sometimes we don't want to do that as leaders. Sometimes, as leaders, we want to be like so nice, you know what I mean? And you want to be so kind, I guess. But I don't think that's kindness. That's the wrong word again. You need to be just. Is it fair that that person with their pettiness destroys your business, destroys the team, the people that believe, the people that want to succeed, the people that want to grow? Is it fair to them? No. It can't be. John Maxwell says that one is too small of a number to achieve greatness. So that one person is holding you back. That one person is destroying the culture and the environment that you've created. That one person is spreading the negativity. It's like a cancer that begins to grow in people. And suddenly, you know what you're going to find? You're going to find the cancer being spread. And when the cancer is spread, you're going to have to do major surgery when you could have done a simple incision, take it out and close it right back up. So what I'm telling you is, if you're dealing with a situation like that, you have a team member that is pitiful, and you already know what that means in my opinion, right? Then you need to learn how to cut it off. For the good of the vision, for the good of the team, for the good of the mission, right? And for the good of yourself. And lastly, for the good of that person, because that person has to go through lessons in life that they need to go through it somewhere else, not with you. They need to go through it somewhere else. Now, if they decide to break the relationship with you altogether, then be it, because again, pettiness, being pettiness, right? Having pettiness, being pitiful, usually want to move you that way through guilt. The woe is me is always put in guilt. They always want to make you feel that it's not about you, it's all about them, right? No, this is the way I am, I don't know, blah, 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 right? So they move you that way, and then in moving you that way, they input guilt in you. So you have to be free from guilt. You have to clear yourself from the guilt that they may be putting on you. Does that make sense? Well, I hope this was helpful, and really just sharing my thoughts with you on this. And I hope that it can help you make some decisions if you are going through a similar situation with this kind of personality, so that you don't fall in the trap of, are you being empathetic, are you being sympathetic, or are you being compassionate, right? And like I said in the beginning, empathy is not really the right answer, right? Compassion is go do something about it, but if they don't want it, there's nothing you can do. And then sympathy won't help no one. Because you're not, as a leader, you're not taking the action to make a change. You see what I'm saying? This is what I'm talking about. All right. Until next time, this is JDC. You've been listening to Champions for Life Vlogcast and Podcast. See, you got two of them here. Now, if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, it is Champions for Life Vlogcast. And if you haven't subscribed to the podcast, it is Champions for Life Podcast. By the way, join the group that's in the movement, Fearless Warriors. Go find it on Facebook. Our motto is live to win. Boo! Right? Go get in there and share anything that you want to develop on, grow on. It's a great community, a lot of great people in there. We got a lot of great plans for that group and a lot of great things coming to us, right? Hey, you have an amazing day and I'll talk to you on the next one.